generational changes now, because there are people in leadership positions who are not of the young guard. Democrats control nothing. So if people out there want to change, now's the moment to change it.
That's part of the tension with Nancy Pelosi, by the way.
I was going to say, I think one of the challenges that Democrats are going to have for the next couple of years is it going to be an oppositional agenda or is it going to be a forward-looking agenda? Because they have an opportunity.
It's gotta be both.
Well, but they're going to have to emphasize one or the other, and I would argue that they really ought to emphasize the agenda that's forward-looking and thinking about the ways in which, and this is one way in which I never thought I'd say this, that I might agree with Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders in the sense that I do.
We never thought you'd say that.
Look, we can make news today, but look, I think there is this idea that there has to be an articulation of what are you actually going to do for working Americans? And I think that got lost a little bit in the 2024 campaign.
It's not going to be one person. Lots of people are going to present different agendas. That's the moment that everybody is. And also, Speaker Pelosi did step back. She's still in Congress. She's no longer the speaker. I don't think that's the same example as kind of moving people out of leadership roles who have now aged out of those roles.
This tension, though, between how they move going forward with the next Trump presidency, the generational tension, this is what's going to define Democrats' way forward. Look, there's the unknowables they're still wrestling with, like what would have happened if there was a different primary process, if Biden had dropped out earlier. All of those things are still very much part of the conversation. But even in the House alone, you have folks like Jeffries obviously saying we're going to work with this president where we can. You have folks like Pramila Jayapal saying we're not going to help Republicans govern moving forward. They have to do it on their own. Democrats haven't yet figured out which way they're going to go.
Because every time they want to be the adults in the room, right? They want to show the American people, we know how to govern. But the American people often want to see people fighting, right? And more importantly, they want to see someone who is they need an example, right? If Democrats believe that Donald Trump and Republicans can't govern this country, why assist them in doing that and making it look like they can? That is something that Democrats have to figure out.
And Jen, that tonal issue, being the adults in the room, I've heard some Democrats privately say that came off as condescending. And that's part of what needs to be addressed as well in terms of the message to voters.
Yes. I mean, look, adults in the room has many meanings. I think finding ways to work together on policies where there's agreement, actually the public does want that, right? But also finding places to pick your fights and being bold is also important. I know you're going to say you can't do both. You absolutely can do both. You absolutely can do both. I think tonally, though, there are lessons learned from the election without navel-gazing forever. It was not just people going to Trump. It was the Democrats losing working people. If they're the party of working people, they need to figure out how to better talk to that group of people.
All right. Fantastic conversation, guys. Thank you so much.